All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this session. This is our third episode in the series of The Seventh Path. My name is Reformer Mutang from Worship City, and I'm so excited, man, to get us into the third episode. If you've not watched the other two episodes, please do go watch them. We are trying to get you to a place of your purpose because we believe if you are not moving towards your purpose or moving in your purpose, then you are living a life without purpose. Our last two topics were realization and realm. In today's topic, we are covering something which is called seed. I believe we are all seeds. I believe you're a seed, I'm a seed, and seeds carry something that is one day, if nurtured properly, going to grow. Don't let anyone tell you that you are empty because you are a seed. The only problem is we jump the stages of the seed's growth that are valuable to that seed. You may see someone who has already grown out of the ground, standing tall in their marriage. You also want a marriage. You see someone that is buying cars left, right. You also want cars. You're comparing your chapter 2 to someone's chapter 22. And you do not know that they have gone through stages to get to where they are. It may seem as if they are boasting. It may seem as if they are showing off. But they earned the right to show off. They've earned the right to boast because they have gone through the stages. What have you gone through? So if you are a seed, the first place you will go is in the ground. The ground may give you two perspectives. The first perspective is it may feel as if you are being buried. The second perspective is you may feel as if you are being planted. When the tube was closed on Christ, he never panicked because he was not being buried. He was being planted. Therefore, on the third day, he rised. It may seem dark in the ground, but I need you to know that you are being planted. You are not being buried. The purpose of being planted is so that you discover in the ground who you are. It is only when you are alone that the only person you can talk to is you. The only person you can call is you. The only person you can SMS is you. Because when you test yourself, when you are in the ground, the only thing that can happen to you is you learn. You learn how far you can stretch. You learn how strong you can stand. You learn all these things. Let me tell you something what happens in the process of germination when the seed is in the ground. The first thing that seed does, the first direction it goes is not up. The first direction the seed goes is down. The roots go down. They dig deep. People who stand tall in life today are people with foundations that have gone deep. When rain comes, you can take away the swell, the top swell, but their foundation is deep. That's what you're supposed to do when you go out of your comfort zone, when you are alone, and when you feel like you can't call people, you can't call friends, you can't reach out to your family, you are supposed to dig down deep. And I'm not saying you must isolate yourself. I'm saying you must test yourself. Because it is in the ground that you discover what kind of fruit you produce. The problem with many of us is we come out of the ground, fully grown, fully matured, but we don't know what we are supposed to produce. Now you start envying other people's mangoes, other people's bananas, because you did not take time when you were in the ground to discover what are my strengths. That's why I'm saying, I'm not saying isolate yourself. I'm saying test yourself so that you know by the time you stand tall, you know what you are good at and you also know what you are poor at. The second thing that the seed will do after digging deep is it will break the shell to the top side and start shooting up. Some of us need to break away. It is very important to grow. Break away. Break away from family. Break away from friends. Break away from anything that is toxic. And I'm not saying you must break away from your family to the extent that you don't need them to depend. No, you must break in such a manner that when you grow, you can be able to come back and they can depend on you. You cannot forever depend on them, because when they start saying things like, there's no groot man, there's no groot vrou, then you will say, ek het gedink ons is family. Break away from dependency. Break away from friends who do not believe in you. And by the time you now stand tall as a tree, you would have now learned from chapter 2 to chapter 22. You have gone through everything bit by bit. Now you have the knowledge to run the business. Now you have the knowledge to run your marriage. Now you have the knowledge because you have gone from chapter 2 to chapter 22 and you did not skip a step. I'm going to see you in the next session. I hope this was very helpful. This was helpful to me as well. I'm going to see you in the next session. Ciao.